1, 2, 3, 4.
Konnichiwa, my brothers and sisters, on this, our 107th episode of the Buenos Dias Dudes podcast. Muito obrigado so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we discuss the jogo of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I am one of your hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, the judge, jury, and executioner of fake news, spoilers, and Long John Silver's, Patrick Novosel.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen to you, my friend. And not just Auf Wiedersehen, but please tell me that you also spoke pirate this past weekend to get free food at Long John Silver's.
What? Did I totally miss it?
Fail.
Oh my goodness, no
yourself a
way. I thought I put it on my calendar. No flipping way. That was this weekend?
Sad day.
Well, just gotta double up then. Gotta eat twice.
Double up next year.
No.
Lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
All right, on this guy's left and my right, the volleyball and beast of the East who can make you laugh in 3 words or less or your money back, Ronnie Johantges.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi.
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 And then our final member of the GMG Quadfect, he's got music in his heart, Doctor Who on his brain, and La Coretta in his old stomacho, Marc Boucher.
Bonsoir, mes amis.
Merci beaucoup.
Mercy buckets.
Mercy buckets
Mercy
to all of us. Mercy buckets. That's one way to figure out how to pronounce French kind of correctly, kind of not. All right. As always, before we jump into more, Frenching it up, tout le fruit, and what's new news, let's jump into a little housekeeping where we offer towels, put Andy's candies on your pillows, and tip you off to the things you need to know. Remember to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, or Stitcher, or all three if you want. It helps us in some way. We do not understand, but seriously, if you have not, throw us some love, or don't, whatever you want to do. No pressure. Also, we are happy to enter your ear holes today, but we do prefer you go beyond listening. So please join us on Discord, follow us on Twitter, join in on the fun and daily conversations. And link up with us, connect with us. Our Twitter handles and all that jazz is in the show notes, so you can link from there. Finally, we do have additional content coming at you every week besides this podcast. For example, in Retro October, I don't know if I corrected that.
You did. You said it right.
Said that correctly?
Yep.
I always want to add an extra syllable and say Retro October, but it's Retro October.
Yep, it's Retro October for sure. I thought about doing it in November, but that had been done before. So
Retrovember.
Yeah.
That does.
it rolls off the
Retrovember
tongue
does
a little bit more.
It rolls off a little, but it adds the actual rock. I feel like I'm like Retro October. Yeah.
Maybe next
We're
year,
retro,
if
we're
it goes
rocking.
well enough, I'll move it to November. We'll see. But
Gotcha.
But yeah, of course, we are doing. If you don't know what Retro October is, if you haven't seen it on our social media or in Discord, Retro October is basically just a little passion project that I wanted to do and wanted to do as part of the Good Morning Guys universe, the GMGU, if you will. Basically, it's going to be a month of me streaming, retro video games, mainly NES and SNES. In the following years, if it does well enough, if people seem to like it, I may branch out into Sony, Xbox, or later eras after SNES or whatever. But yeah, basically, couple times a week, I'm going to be streaming retro NES and SNES games. The first game which I have chosen is going to be the original Legend of Zelda on NES,
Nice.
which, truth be told, I have not actually beaten on my own.
Now, did you beat it with a guide?
No, I have not beaten it, period. And the reason I haven't beaten it, period, is because my game cartridge never worked enough to let me actually finish it.
Oh, those cartridges were the worst. They lost so many saves for so many children around the world and adults to this day, probably for those still using them.
Now, I'm not ashamed to use a guide, especially when it comes to Zelda games, and considering time, because I'm literally doing one game per stream. And if I use a guide, you can actually beat that game in 2 hours.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do that because I really want to try to beat the game in one shot. So
You're going to do the 2-hour guide and beat it in 2 hours?
yeah,
Sweet.
Nice. All right.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna try to do my best.
I thought maybe you were going to get out like pen and paper and get that grid paper.
Oh,
so
heck
you
no.
could like X the spots that don't have little secret caves and all that.
Yeah,
too bad.
there are some funny little things about those little dungeons that I'll bring up in the stream. Of course, I'll save those for the stream. But there's some funny things that you can note about the types of layouts
Nice.
for the different.
We'll be prepared for Mark Facts.
Yeah, Mark facts.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first stream's going to be on October the 3rd, which is a Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be doing, with the exception of, I think, the 6th. I'm going to have to change it that day, but it's going to usually be Tuesdays and Saturdays is when I'll stream. And also, the community will get an opportunity to vote for which games I play after Zelda. So we'll, of
Sweet.
course, put it up on Discord and Twitter and things like that, and give you guys an opportunity to vote on which games I play next. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be all throughout the month of October, and I've been wanting to do this for a while. So hope to see you all there.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Well, that's good. That's going to be cool, man. I look forward to seeing you play some of those classics and see how. I don't know. I don't know how much. I don't think you do a lot of retro gaming, or you haven't done much recently. So it'll be fun to see you get back to your roots and be
been a
like,
while.
man, this was easier when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That'll be cool. The other content we have coming at you every week is our partner and supplemental podcast, Good Morning God. That's a very short devotional and inspirational time, quickly approaching 10 episodes. The first three or four episodes are here on this podcast feed, but if you have not already, please subscribe. Check it out to that podcast as well. Join me every Sunday morning as we chat a little bit about life, God, stories, all kinds of fun stuff.
I forgot to mention real quick. Sorry.
Go ahead.
That I'm streaming on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/The Good Morning Guys.
Perfect.
Sorry, forgot to mention that.
No worries. We're flexible here at the Good Morning Guys, or at the Buenos Dias Dudes, as we are today. But that's not the only devotional podcast that I want to share with you with Good Morning God. Instead, I would also like to share with you another one in the latest Good Morning. No, yes, that's what it's called. Good Morning Guys Community Cornery. I've almost forgotten how to say the name. Apparently.
GMG Community Cornery.
Yeah, we should just cue that music now. That's right. We are sharing real quick one of our podcasts that we support, God, Games, and Geekery, a devotional series with Lem Filia, who's Mark's cuz, a fellow Avengers Hulk lover like myself, and also one of our only past repeat guest so far. Is that correct?
That is
Yep.
correct.
All right. One of his most recent episodes, episode 23, A Bird, a Fox, the Wind, and Jesus, as you can imagine, is about what game?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Tsushima. You got it. It's based off that game, but just talking about animals and guides in our lives, not just in Ghost of Tsushima. It's a really cool little episode, and just makes you reflect on what guides your life and who guides your life. And besides that, one of his other recent ones is a good one where he talks about Spider-Ham, who I'm a big personal fan of, given the name.
Nice.
And just talking about getting knocked down in life and how it helps us to pick ourselves back up again. So that was more, I think, Sean Connery than...
A little bit.
But, yeah, you'll have that. All right, but check out.
Yeah, with
Lynn.
you, we'll have that.
And
You always bring out Sean Connery just
I
out
know.
of nowhere.
I can't help
I
it.
think he was
I like Sean
looking for
Connery.
Michael Caine.
Yeah,
He's
there
like,
you go.
He's like, Sean Connery's dying to get out of you.
He is. If only I would let him. It's never going to happen. All right,
me escape.
time for some updates, starting with a missed update and question from our friend, joiner, and hardworking Ohio native, Matrick Warlocks, as I'm going to call him. At least he is on vacation, and he's playing the heck out of Marvel's Avengers and should be joining us soon.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that.
Nice.
However, prior to the vacation that he just started last week, he had this to ask. Random question. Let's say you're in the market for another job due to, let's say a huge amount of stress, working 70 to 80 hours a week this past month and other things. What would your dream job be, and what would be your more realistic dream job be? So he wants a dream job and a realistic dream job. He's asking for a friend also. It has nothing to do with his real life, as I alluded to earlier.
I'm sure it has a lot to do with his real life.
Yes.
Poor
He's
guy.
already confessed many times.
I'm glad he's on vacation though this week.
No doubt. Gets a whole 2 weeks.
Matt, he's
You need it.
man, 80-hour weeks for however long you've been doing that. Been there, man. It is rough. It can be defeating.
Aren't you pretty much
but-
in there now?
Yeah, but not as
Not as bad.
yeah. Being able to work from home, it's a little bit more flexible. So because previously I had to do all my work at my office,
That's true.
and now I can just pretty much be flexible and work whenever I want. But it is like 60, 70 hours right now. But my dream job would be to, I don't know, play video games. I would be I don't want to be like a QA, like a tester. I just want to be, I want to play video games and review it. That would be awesome.
Okay. Play video games and review them.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of do that now in a sense,
I mean,
but
I listen to your reviews every time.
For money? Heck yes.
Yeah, no, I've never paid you for your reviews.
No, they're all free.
They're free reviews.
And then they'll be behind a Discord wall later.
Yeah. Ronnie, how about you? Well, wait. Patrick, you gave,
Yeah.
is that your realistic dream job?
I think that might be
or
both.
your dream job?
That would
is
be
that
both. Yeah.
You're doubling up?
That'd be awesome.
I think both of mine would be to do nothing. If there's a way to do
Ooh.
that.
The do nothing
Just-
job.
Just get paid.
I mean,
to
just
do nothing.
nothing. Like if, I was like some kind of investments whiz or something, and I just made like one good investment and then did nothing for the rest of time. I think that'd be right. That'd be it for me.
I think you could be like a couch tester, just like
Yeah.
buy couches and then lay on them, provide your thoughts.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, I would do that.
But you wouldn't actually think about like the quality of the couch. It would just be purely judged by how lazy you were. And if it
It'd be
helped you
judged on
sleep more, you'd
the
be like,
random
I
thoughts.
slept a lot. It's
Be
a
like,
good couch.
Yeah, I know. What'd you do last week? Nothing. Dang, that must be a good couch.
It's a
It was a
good
good one.
couch.
Yeah.
Perfect couch.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Mhm.
Mark?
So my dream job, I guess, would be to be kind of like a this or a ninja or a shroud, and be that type of a streamer on Twitch,
Okay.
and just make tons of money playing video games, which would be nice. And then I wouldn't, as Forrest Gump says, because money's just one less thing at that point, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But my realistic dream job would be obviously being in full-time ministry. So,
Definitely.
Cool.
Cool. My realistic dream job is pretty much what I'm doing now, but it's not as realistic because of COVID, and it would just be to host and coordinate mission trips between the U.S. and Brazil, like half the year, and then the other half of the year kind of take it easy, spend time with my family, kind of go on a half of the year on, or maybe do like every other month. Like 1 month I'm doing trips and hanging out with folks and doing ministry, that kind of thing, and then the next month be off. That would be perfect. I would say the dream job, like almost the long-term job, would almost to be like I don't even know how to describe this. It would be a mix between a podcasting TED Talk streamer storyteller where I take movies, video games, the Bible, mash it all together, and then just talk about that, like inspirational stories, connecting people with, the truths found in all the things we watch and experience, and how it's not just an escape, but something more. So just doing that full time and talking with people about it and sharing with people, that would be really cool. So,
Dude, that's awesome.
yeah, I think that would be my dream job.
Sweet.
So, all right. Well, with that, gents, let's get into this past week, the highs, the lows, the in-betweens, everything that's been going on. Why don't we start with Marc Boucher? Tell me, you beat Ghost of Tsushima.
No, to be honest, I have not touched Ghost of Tsushima.
I had a bad feeling about that. Stinking Apex.
And other things, but we'll talk about that.
Uh-huh. We will.
No, I think that's going to be my Thursday game this week, so that I stay awake for our Thursday night God and Gaming.
I don't know, man. You start going to those like haiku areas where it's like all serene and the wind's blowing and the birds are chirping, and it's like,
yeah, I can't do that while I'm playing a game though. That's
Take over fortresses, win them standoffs. That'll keep you awake.
Yep, absolutely. Get some sweet new armor. But yeah, no, I have not touched it since I started Avengers and completed Avengers, which I talked about last week. But it's very, very brief Apex, I think, last week at one point. Didn't do a whole lot of gaming except for tonight. I actually played, and I'll go back into my regular week too, but I actually played a new Battle Royale game that came out, I want to say like a week or two ago, something like that. And this game is called Spellbreak. And this game it's basically Battle Royale, but instead of, using guns and grenades and things like that, it's all magic. And your character, basically you can level up. You can pick up different like magical gauntlets, they're called in the game, and you can they're all elemental, like fire, lightning. I think there's wind, stone. There's no heart. Go Planet.
It's not. This isn't Captain Planet. Battle game, Battle Royale. I almost forgot what it was called.
But it's
that'd be awesome.
No, there's no Captain Planet. No Planeteers.
It's too bad. You almost.
That is too bad.
I would definitely try that out.
Yeah.
Who can form Captain Planet first and beat up the other people?
Yes.
Yes.
But
I think that should be your realistic job. Just come up with new video games.
Yes. No, it's Battle Royale of the 90s, and everybody is comprised of groups that form something. Like the Power Rangers work together to form
Megazord.
What's he called? Megazord.
Yeah.
And then the Planeteers form Captain Planet, and then
the Ninja Turtles.
The Ninja Turtles form the Cowabunga van.
The van.
the pizza van.
And the pizza van, and they fight each other.
Yep.
Yes. I'm in. 100%.
Yes.
I'd be down for that.
Kickstart that. My money. Right there.
All right. I'll get to work on that.
But
Okay.
Sadly,
All right.
that is not this
back
game.
To
Sadly,
your boring game.
this game is not as cool as that.
No, just kidding.
But no, it's got its basic battle royale elements where you pick up like armor and things like that, and you upgrade your abilities as you go. But it's got that third person like cartoony kind of Fortnite kind of feel.
Okay.
What was kind of interesting was when my wife was watching me play, Kristen said, "This kind of looks like Breath of the Wild a little bit," and yeah, it kind of does. So it's kind of Fortnite-y, but it's more got those types of color palettes like Breath of the Wild does. And you level up your character, who's obviously a magician, and it's like this person's like an outcast magician that's part of like a society of outcast magicians. So there is a little bit of lore to it, but I played the game, went through the tutorial tonight and won my first game.
Hey,
Ooh,
nice work.
Look out. Nice.
Yeah, I'm looking at the game right now. It definitely looks like Fortnite.
Yep.
Like it's a magic Fortnite. That's
Yep.
what it is.
What's the name of it again? Did you
Spellbreak.
say? Spellbreak.
Honestly,
Cool.
Lucas, I think you might enjoy this one.
Yeah, I mean, once you said it had magic stuff going on, I'm like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, and you can get a couple of different types of abilities, to where it's not so much your like precision and accuracy. You can actually like spam like these huge elemental attacks and things like that, and
Yeah.
you can get special abilities. Like I think one turns you invisible, one gives you a huge flight boost. There's several different ones like that, and it was actually a lot of fun. And this is the first time in a while that I've actually gotten like really nervous with a battle royale game. Like I was solo, and I was just looking around, not seeing anybody. I'm like, where is everybody? I can't find them. But I don't know if it's just because everybody else is low level and they sucked. I don't know. But
Just owning those noobs.
yep. But no, it was a lot of fun, and I would recommend anybody who's into battle royale and wants a bit of a change from the typical shooter FPS kind of things.
So what's the draw for this? Is it like a solo squad? How many people are on the map? Is there like a
I
ring
think
of
there's
death?
like I want to say there's 100. I only did solo.
Okay.
I haven't played on a squad yet because, like I said, that was my first game that I played.
Oh my gosh, and you won?
Yeah.
Jeez. All right, just hang it up, man.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and retire.
But no, I think the magic element is the breath of fresh air to it.
Yeah, I bet.
Because all of these battle royale games are pretty much they're shooters. So and it's just a lot of like whimsical type adventure stuff. And thankfully, the nice thing is, you say it looks like Fortnite. Well, what it doesn't have is the building mechanic, which I don't like in Fortnite.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted.
So I was already a fan. So, but yeah, I had
Yeah.
a lot of fun with it. We'll see whether or not I keep going with it. I have not forgotten my first love, and that's Apex. But yeah, it's definitely a fun first time through. And the nice thing is it gives you a really good tutorial. So it's not just throwing you in blind. So that'll be good. But yeah, I highly recommend it.
Cool.
If you're a battle royale person.
Is that a free game?
It is. It is free game.
Beautiful.
And it's already cross play. Yeah, cross platform. Yeah.
It's time
Nice.
to squad up.
Yep.
The GMG squad up.
Yep. It's
Free game,
real.
cross-platform?
It's real easy to get into. It's nothing.
Might have
like
to
it.
do it. First time ever.
I'm gonna remote download straight to your PS4 right now.
But yeah, that was pretty much it for me. Was that and some Apex. Man, I downloaded the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War beta. I mean alpha. It wasn't a beta, but I just never got around to it. I watched other people play it though, which I mean it looks like a Call of Duty game, but yeah, that was pretty much it for me on the gaming side of things. Today was very much fall cleaning day, for sure, and it was long overdue, and so we completely cleaned up the living room and the kitchen and things like that because this place was a disaster for quite a while. So everything looks super nice now, which I'm really happy about.
Nice.
And it makes Kristen feel better too. It's amazing how much a clean home just makes you feel
Oh yeah.
makes you feel better.
Yeah, it's refreshing. It's like you're in a. I remember when I was younger, I would even do that as like a middle schooler if the house or the kitchen was getting a little out of hand, and my family or parents were up to something else, I would clean the kitchen, or I would move around. I always used to love to move around the furniture in the living room and just get a different look. And then my parents would walk in and be like, "What did you do?" And I'm like, "Doesn't it look cool?" Sometimes it would get moved back and it wouldn't work out, but there's nothing like that feeling of just moving stuff around, cleaning stuff up. It's very refreshing.
Yeah, my roommates in college would get mad at me because like I would always want to, every so often I'd want to change the room just to give it a fresh look and clean things up and things like that. And you're just like, we just got used to this. No, we don't want to switch again. But
where are my clothes? We're keeping those in the hallway now.
Yeah, they're actually in the ceiling, but that's a better spot for it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But
let's try it out. You never know.
But that was pretty much it on my end. Nothing too crazy out of the week. Except we did start Sunday school this past Sunday after not doing it for quite a while because of COVID. So things are almost back into full swing. We still have an occupancy limit at the church. And we're still obviously doing some social distancing things, but in terms of our programs and stuff, things that we do at the church, everything is back to normal, I guess. So that was definitely good to see that back in full swing. But yeah, that is pretty much it for me.
Cool.
All right.
Ronnie, how goes it, my friend?
Well, confession time. I just got up from a 3-hour nap, like at 8:30, like right before we started this.
Did you just shut down your computer from work and then just?
Yeah, I did. I went downstairs. I grabbed something to eat and fell asleep on the couch for 3 hours.
Are you going to review that couch? Is it a good couch?
Oh yeah, this is my a
3-hour nap couch.
This is my main couch. I mean, this is
Pride and joy.
This is my 3-hole batter. Like, this is the best couch.
The 3-hole batter.
So I don't know about you guys, but when I get up from a nap, so a nap usually ruins my whole day. I cannot get out of like that zombie like that zombie stage where like you're kind of grouchy but still kind of asleep. Everything aggravates you. Like, I'm in that right now. So I'm not going to be my usual self.
Night show.
I ruined it today. I ruined it with the 3-hour nap. This week for me, I did a couple of things. I had my cousin's wedding on Saturday. That was really fun. It wasn't that bad actually with the COVID thing. I know they live streamed from the church. Mostly family was at the church, so like we sat through the ceremony and everything. It was really nice, and then I think the reception was still over 100 people actually, and surprisingly we didn't have to wear masks in the reception hall, which was kind of cool. But it was a great wedding. It was my cousin and actually somebody he met at volleyball.
Nice.
So
wow.
Yeah,
nice.
she's great. Way too good for him for sure.
Oh,
like he just
Aren't
his
they
coverage.
all married up?
yeah.
Pretty much. That's pretty much
how it is.
Speaking the truth over there, Lucas.
Once you meet the guy, you're like, yeah, you got lucky.
Yeah. I should know. I'm one of them.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all are. They shouldn't. I don't know why they need us.
How tempted were you to go to her and just be like, "Are you sure? You can still back out."
I didn't want to say anything. I was like, "Oh, can't wait till we do this soon. Like, let's get this over with really quickly before you change your mind."
Yeah.
But no, we went to the wedding. It was a really good time. That was really the only thing I did out of the ordinary. I played volleyball, the random, that same stuff. I have made it to Chamber 5 and entered the Gungeon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I still have not beat it.
Ooh.
I actually had one run in particular where I made it about 75% of the way through that chamber, and I didn't quite get to the boss. It was rough. It was the best run that I've had so far. And since then, I haven't even come close.
So how scared are you to get to this boss? Like,
depends on what I have.
Because you're going to want to jump for joy and celebrate the fact that you got to the boss, but then you have to learn how the boss works.
Yeah, I've actually watched videos of it before.
Oh, okay. You're prepared. Nice.
And it's basically just there are bullets everywhere. I mean, you need to go in with a ton of health, a bunch of shields, and like you can have abilities in that game where you can like one of the abilities is like lead skin. So for like 10 seconds, like bullets just bounce off of you. So stuff like that, like you pretty much need like when you're going through some of the tougher bosses. And it's all random. So like your good run, like you could be playing awesome and not getting anything good still. So it's pretty frustrating on that front.
Yeah.
But I think it can be done. Like I don't know how much, like I don't know what the point that I'll get to where I'm like, all right, I don't care anymore. But not yet. I'm still there. I do care.
All right.
I'm furious about it, as a matter of fact. But I still haven't played the Avengers game because of this stupid little game. Have you? Did you try it at all, Patrick?
No, I didn't. Lucas asked me today, and I was like, "Oh no, I totally forgot about it because Avengers has been sucking me in."
Exactly. But for me, that was pretty much it. I mean, I almost made it to the final boss. So.
All right, man. Well, we'll be looking forward to when you get to the boss and then when you declare your victory.
I'm going to screenshot that for sure.
Yeah, screenshot it. You got to give us
Print it
all
out
the
at
details
Walgreens
about
and
it.
put it on your wall.
I will frame it.
Do it. All right, Patrick.
Yes. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hey.
Konnichiwa.
Let's get the low out of the way first.
All right.
So, this past weekend, the kids weren't feeling too hot. The wife wasn't feeling hot at all. They were all coming down with something. So we're like, well, let's set an appointment for the doctor today at 1. And we'll keep them home from school. We don't want them to go to school when they're sick, sniffing, coughing, sneezing, whatever. And we get a call, an email, message from the school saying that there was someone came in contact with Clark's class who was tested positive for COVID. So they had shut down his classroom, sent all the kids home. So luckily the kids weren't at school today. But you know, like if I guess if they had got COVID, it was probably the past week. So we're freaking out because, you know, that's like the closest I guess COVID has been to our neck of the woods or our like inner circle. So kids went to the doctor today. They got tested. We won't know the test until tomorrow. But the kids are feeling better, so we're not entirely sure they have it. We do know that Clark does have strep, and which is weird because he is running off the walls, like bouncing off the walls and running around like he still has all the energy of a 6-year-old boy. And so I'm like, hey, you can't really have. I guess there's no way he has strep. So the doctor said that he is a possible carrier for strep. Like he's always going to have strep, no matter what.
Interesting.
And it just depends when it flares up, I guess. I don't know. I need to read up more about what that means to be a carrier, but I'm guessing he can give strep to anyone. I have no idea. I have to look into that, but he tested positive for strep.
He's a little young for stress.
Yeah, I know.
We've all tested positive
Mario
for stress.
Stars are getting to him. I can't beat Bowser. So we're playing the waiting game right now. The kids are probably going to be home. Well, Claire's going to be home tomorrow. She'll go back to school on Wednesday. But Clark, since he has strep, he's going to be out all week, and then go back to school next week. So that's kind of the thing that's going on right now. It's wild. The kids are doing some remote learning right now, which is back to, I guess, the end of the school year last year. So nothing's really changed in that front. On the gaming front.
So can you not even get a sick day as a kid right now?
I know what.
How does that work?
Mel and I were talking about that. Like, are they gonna get like sick days because they're also when they're home they're doing the remote learning? So it's kind of like sick days for work.
You still have to learn if you're sick at home.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so you better get the 100% attendance at the end of the year award or whatever that is. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's up to the kid how sick they are. But on the gaming front, man, Avengers. I have been playing a ton of that almost every single day. For lunch, Lucas and I have been getting together for 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh yeah,
to run a couple missions, level up our characters. It's been fantastic. This past week there was a patch that updated Avengers, and they fixed over 1,000 issues. Over 1,000 issues. And you know what's funny is after the 1,000 issue patch, it seems the same to me.
It
like,
doesn't seem any different whatsoever.
Glitches, like missions aren't able to. I can't click on missions. They're not giving me new missions. With the missions, every 1 p.m. Eastern time, there are new missions that you can get from your factions.
Faction assignments.
Yeah, your assignments, and you can get up to eight assignments from each faction. That's the Inhuman faction and the Shield faction. And then also with that, you can get a villain sector, meaning you can fight a boss, whether that's a ship, a person, villain, whatever. But those before the patch, I couldn't click on them. After the patch, I still cannot click on them. And I'm like, I have no idea what the deal is, but I can't do any new villain sectors.
I will say today, I got both new villain sectors today.
Oh yeah, you want a cookie?
Do you have one? I will accept a cookie.
Please.
I do want a cookie.
Look
Thank
at you with the patch notes and your
That's right.
game working.
Patchwork for me. We don't have grass, but the patch works.
All I can see is that SpongeBob meme where he's like,
yeah. So, but yeah, with all the glitches, I'm still having a good time. Reach power level 150 with Thor. I'm at like 131 with Iron Man. I'm like 120 with Captain America. So I'm working on all of them right now. So
yeah. So real quick with those power levels, I don't know about you. I'm my next. So I have the Hulk at 149. I just need a few more polychorons to get him to 150.
Yep.
But I don't feel the push to get all my characters to 150 because that 130 to 150 that spends so many resources. I'm like, I'm good with 130 with everybody except Hulk. Like,
yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get everyone to 130 and leave all of my resources. Yeah, I'm gonna leave them all for when a new character drops, possibly Spider-Man when he comes out in early 2021. So when I am Spider-Man, I'm leveling him up. I can easily get him to 150.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think because with I think it's Kate Bishop and Hawkeye are the next two.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna want to get 150. I don't want to waste all of my resources and my polychorons and all that jazz.
I feel like I want to love a character before I decide if I'm going to push him to 150.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? I may be Kate Bishop or Hawkeye, and I love them.
Maybe.
And I want to level them up, but at this point, I've leveled up Thor, and that 130 to 150 was just like a grind, and I don't want to do that grind with every character.
No,
just like you said, it's a lot of resources. You have to use a lot of your resources to get them from 130 to 140, and then all those 200 plus polychorons or how much it costs to level up your major artifact from 140 to 150. It's a grind, but it's a grind that I'm loving, and it's weird because I know there's a lot of repetition in this game, but the repetition is fun. One, because I'm doing it for small chunks, 45 minutes to an hour on my lunch break. And I get in, have a good time, and I'm out. So I'm having a good time there. On a side note, so the other game that I've been playing is Super Mario 64 with Clark.
Did you get the 3D All-Stars one?
Yes. So we bought 3D All-Stars. And with 3D All-Stars, it comes Superman 64, Super Mario Sunshine. Did I say Superman?
You
64?
sure did.
It comes with Superman 64.
Flying through some rings with Clark there.
It's a secret level, secret game. You have to
Teaching
go
them the
all the
true
way to
meaning
the
of-
right on the menu.
Yeah, teach them the true meaning of frustration with flying through the rings with Superman.
Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. I've the only game I've ever played of those three is Super Mario 64.
Oh man, you're in
And
for a treat with Galaxy.
That's where
it is my
it's-
favorite Mario.
is it? Okay, I heard it's
amazing.
really
Yeah.
really good.
It's so good.
But Clark started it, and he started on Superman 64. Oh, jeez, I said it again.
And then he quit gaming because he
Like,
said,
this is
"This is
garbage."
the worst."
game ever.
I hate Superman on 64.
Super Mario 64. So he started off on that, and I asked him why was that the first one he started on. It was just the first on the list. So
Logical.
So yeah. And he's having a great time with that. There's like within Super Mario 64, there's 120 stars you can get. I think right now we've gotten 33 around there right now.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since Clark and I have played a game together. I think the last game that we beat was Minecraft Dungeons, which was months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been a little bit of a lull right now of the games we play together. Yeah, it's only one player, but every time we die, we pass the controller to each other in an attempt to get the next star. But like they always say, like, does a game hold up? A game that old, a game that it was a huge generational leap from Super NES to Nintendo 64, and this is the first like 3D Mario game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's still fun. It's not full like HD. Like they up-res the graphics, but it's not HD. It's still got those black bars on the side of the screen. And it's not like you have two joysticks now. Back in the day with the Wavebird, you only had one joystick. With
Is
this
that the
one,
nickname for the Nintendo 64 controller, the Wavebird?
I think so, right?
That I think is
Mark?
actually one of the GameCube controllers. Is the Wavebird?
No,
I've never even
Really?
heard that before.
the
No, I hadn't
Wavebird?
either. That
Hold
sounds like
on.
something Patrick made up.
No,
No,
he
he
was
didn't.
playing
He
in his
definitely didn't
basement.
make it
Sounds
up.
like fake news.
Yeah, I will call it the Wavebird.
Hold on, Wavebird controller. Oh, that is the GameCube.
That was the
one.
wireless
Well, then I don't-
GameCube controller.
Then
wasn't
what? Then what was the Nintendo 64 one?
Ugly piece of crap controller.
it? You say
Uh,
that, but I like that controller. So shush.
That controller
I'm
also
not gonna
fit
shush.
like masterfully into your hands.
I mean, I guess that joystick was awful.
I will say I never used the D-pad on that thing. It was always
No,
the
what
control
was the
stick.
purpose of the D-pad?
Who knows?
Why was it even
know.
there?
I don't know.
It was for
I don't know.
aesthetic.
Yes.
Just in
But,
case.
but
I
yeah.
guess.
So you have the two joysticks, and you assume that you're the right joystick, you would be able just to look around. Well, no. You can only look up out of your peripherals. So if you try to hit the right on the thumbstick, it only goes like a 45-degree angle.
Yep.
You hit it again, it goes another 45, and that's as far as you can go.
Yeah.
Like you can't look all the way around you, which is horrendous. Like
Yep.
they basically just ported the game. They did if they would have added that one extra control to it, I think the game would have been a lot easier because the camera angles for this game are horrendous.
They're awful. Yeah.
Horrendous. And not being able to easily adjust the camera angle, I'm dying left and right because I'm like, as you're running forward, the camera shifts and starts going in a different direction, and then I'm starting running in a different direction, and I'm falling off cliffs and so forth. And that's with Clark, he's young and he's just dying left and right, and I it's rough.
Y'all need to jump
But,
into Sunshine and Galaxy because
yeah.
Yeah. Sunshine is in Galaxy
tried.
especially.
He's tried Sunshine. So I think it was yesterday we started Sunshine just to see how it was, and all of a sudden he had been playing for a little bit, but I jumped in with him yesterday, and all of a sudden the camera was just going in circles, And I was like, what? What is going on? He's like, oh, it's this right thumbstick. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, it always does this. So his right thumbstick on his Nintendo Switch has a drift problem.
Uh-oh.
So
I actually
tried
have
to
a controller on the Switch that does the same thing.
it's
the worst.
awful. It's so terrible. I tried like 4 of the 5 things on the internet that you can try to do to correct the drift. None of them have worked. The 5th one is to send him back and get him and have it fixed. Or the 6th one is just to buy new ones, which we did. So I was like, if you're going to be playing this game, I'm going to get you some new controllers. So we got some third-party, controllers, because the controllers for the Nintendo Switch are $70.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually have third-party ones as well.
Okay, yeah, and the third-party ones were only $40.
Yep.
So we got those.
I have like a Zelda controller and a Mario controller, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're pretty cool,
Beautiful.
actually.
Cool. And I guess that's basically about it.
All right.
Sweet deal.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Great. So, in my neck of the woods, down south here in Brazil, the family, I can't talk. Hold on. What are words? Yeah. I have no excuses before midnight. The family's doing well. Everybody is up to normal life right now. Every day, Monday through Friday. Well, actually, Monday through Thursday, Mindy and the kids are going to school. It's only staff and kids still. No date in sight. They keep actually pushing the date forward of when they're going to have presential classes and have all the students come back at like 30-40% capacity. Like they sent out this 18 pages front and back plan of how they were going to do their social distancing and presential classes. I read like maybe the first half page, and then I started scrolling through to see how many pages it was, and I'm like, you know what? I trust what they're doing, and just closed that little document down and was like, they'll take care of it. I have faith in the school that my wife works for. But every month they keep pushing it back. It started, they said it was going to be at the middle of August, I think, end of August. Then they pushed it to September 7th. Then they pushed it to October, first week of October, and now they've pushed it to the beginning of November, which at that point, it's like, is it really worth doing class for like a month?
Yeah.
Month and a half, and then you get into Christmas season and such. So I have a feeling that my kids aren't going to have like normal class time with their friends until 2021, which at this point is not really a big deal because they get to hang out with the staff kids and they all play together, and pretty much how the presential classes would work. My son would go to class on Monday and Tuesday. Then they would both be here with me on Wednesday. My daughter would stay here with me on Monday and Tuesday while my son and wife go to school. Then on Thursday, Friday, my daughter would go with my wife while my son stayed home. So like there would be a kid with me every day during the week. And so while I think I would be able to handle just one of them, it still would be, I know something always comes up. It's just all these unplanned things you can't foresee. And, but we'll just go with whatever is thrown our way, and for right now we're making the best use of the time we have, getting some work done at home, both for home things, ministry. Even though we don't have any trips planned in 2020, we are planning ahead for 2021 for mission trips that may or may not happen, but then just connecting with churches and districts and people on Zoom and online and all that jazz. And then, of course, as Patrick mentioned, doing lunch shared between food and also the Avengers has been a blast. Getting to hang out with him and play that, going on runs to level up, and that has just been really fun. This week I've been focusing on Captain America, who feels just like I think Captain America should feel. He's like the MCU character in a video game. Like he does all the moves, the iconic moves. I think Patrick's been using him the last few days, working on him, but he is really fun to use, and I've been trying to max him out this past week. I do know that with the update that you mentioned, Patrick, that some of the exploits got taken away. So I had been trying out some of the exploits, like going into a mission where you would run into a group of 5, and if you killed just the main guy and then you ran away, if you ran away far enough and then went back, that main guy would appear again, and you could just kill him only and just loop that to where you would get like 2 or 3 upgrade modules every couple minutes. And I just did it 1 or 2 mornings, and I got easily like 200 upgrade modules.
What? What? Those are so hard to come by.
Those are so hard to come by. It was crazy. I did it 1 or 2 mornings, and I'm like, I know this patch is gonna take it out, but let's find out. And that was the first thing I did when the patch went through. I went and tested it, and I killed the guy, ran away, and then came back, and nobody was there. No enemy spawned, so it's gone. But it's fine. I feel like they've adjusted things well enough to. I kind of feel like some of the higher level, like the higher challenge levels, are not as hard as they used to be with the update. And so I feel like I have felt like the resources actually flow a little better than they did prior to the update. I don't know if that's all in my head, but it's just something I've kind of noticed. Also with my kids, haven't been playing much Minecraft, so nothing exciting really going there. We totally got faked out by Tearaway. I mentioned last week that we were nearing the end, and I discovered that it was a fake ending. And all of a sudden, like, how I thought it was the ending was when you brought up the menu, you could bring up like the different stages, and it would show you like what percentage you had done of each stage. And we were nearing that, what I thought was the game. Like, here are the levels, and this is the game. This is the area. And then once we reached a certain part of the story, and we got this quote-unquote fake ending, we went back to the menu, and a whole complete new section popped up with all new stages. And the kids and I was like, what? And it was like typical game. Like, you get to the very top of the mountain, and then it knocks you even further down than you were before. But it's fine. We're enjoying the game. And once we got over the fact that we actually hadn't beaten the game, the kids were like, all right, let's go. And we've been continuing on with that. It's been a blast. That game is so fun. And then I think that's pretty much it for gaming, for life. Oh, there was one other thing that's we watched our 80th Disney movie this past weekend, and we have now gone through 15% of the feature films of Disney. Now, I know it's 15%, not because I'm a big nerd and I got a calculator out, but my wife found a website where you can track the Disney movies, and you can like check mark them, and it'll tell you what percentage you've watched. It goes in whatever order, ABC order, chronological order. And so she's been using that to kind of help us keep track. But we've watched about 80 movies, gotten to 1992, and our next movie, which some would not consider a Disney movie probably, is Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
That old classic, that old chestnut. I don't know if you guys watched that early 90s.
Live action.
The live action.
Was that a Touchstone movie?
Disney?
I have
It's
never
a Touchstone
seen this.
movie.
Okay.
You haven't watched it, Ronnie? It is
I've never
awful.
seen that.
It's
Oh,
like
it's
Nightmare
hilariously
Super Mario,
awful.
but it's so funny.
It is not Super Mario. It is
It's not. But we're still
Goombas
going to watch it.
are like tall guys,
lizard
huge
guys.
with like very small heads. Think of it like Beetlejuice when his head gets shrunken at the end of the movie.
It is like that. Those are the Goombas. Yeah, but it's got what is his name? Dennis
Hopper.
Hopman? Dennis Hopper. Yeah, John Leguizamo is Luigi. I mean, come on, who would peg John Leguizamo as Luigi?
What's your name? Mario. Last name? Mario.
Mario.
This is
Mario,
my brother
Mario,
Luigi.
Luigi, Mario. Yeah, so I think it was distributed by Disney, so it's in the Disney list, and I'm like, well, that's enough reason for me to watch it with you guys.
Is that on Disney Plus?
Probably not.
I kind of want to check it out.
It might be possible that Swisher Plus is still backup, but you can check. It might be on there. You never know.
I doubt it, but
You
Yeah, I
never
doubt
know.
it, too.
It might be in like the back corner of the app.
swept
But
under
I'm
the
really
rug.
excited to see what the kids think. They're gonna think it's so weird. I just know it, but it's gonna be a fun experience. So yeah, so that's all with family gaming. I guess there is one more gaming thing. Just one more thing. This past week, we had the PS5 showcase.
Yeah.
And it was a wonderful, wonderful event, giving the price, the details, some new games, updates on games we already knew about. And it also created a pre-order and multi-gen debacle.
See,
we need to talk about.
it's funny. I hear about all of this. People weren't able to get a pre-order. I went to Targets.com, and I pre-ordered a PS5.
Did you say Targets.com? Is it plural?
Target.com.
Oh, okay.
Superman 64.
Yep.
No, Target.com. And I pre-ordered one right off the bat. And then later on, Amazon, and then I got an email from Target. It's like, it's going to be shipped, and I won't get it until like the following week. And I was like, yeah, no thanks. So I saw that Amazon was going to go up at like midnight or something like that night. And so I went on to Amazon at midnight, and I got one. And then I get an email from Amazon later that night or the next morning saying, due to high demand, it's probably not going to be shipped to you and delivered on launch day. And I was like, this is garbage. So then I also got an email from Sony saying, hey, if you log into this website, you can pre-order a PS5 and it's guaranteed launch day delivery. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I get on there.
Charm.
Yeah, get on there on Friday, and I pre-order one with all the side accessories and all that stuff. And so I was able to pre-order 3 separate times with ease.
It was,
and then I hear so many people, like, sites were getting shut down. I don't know if I just got in at the right time or like before everyone got on there.
See, I think here's my theory is that the same mojo that you have with Fall Guys, where you somehow are able to get like 50 crowns while the rest of us can barely get a couple, or in Mark's case, none.
None, yeah.
You have that
transferred over.
It transferred over somehow. It was feast or famine from what I saw.
Yep.
Because
Yes,
either you were
everyone
able to
was
get
having
multiple
struggles.
pre-orders, or there were people who couldn't
I had
get any.
3 pre-orders sitting in my, I don't know, like confirmation emails in my email.
We need to give Ronnie and other listeners, joiners who maybe don't know anything about it, to give context. For this PS5 showcase, everybody wanted to know the price, because then they knew, once they knew the price, that eventually pre-orders would go up. And Sony had even said before, we will not sneak pre-orders up on you. We will not, it won't be a rush. We will schedule it. It will all come out nice and neat in in good timing. And so
the
we
PS5
have this
showcase ends.
Yeah.
And they didn't talk about pre-orders.
No, they mentioned the price, and they said that, I think they had said that it would start Friday. That they would said this past Friday.
No, there was
they
nothing
said,
in the initial
nothing.
presentation.
There wasn't?
Absolutely
there wasn't
nothing
in the showcase.
presentation.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, retailers start popping up with pre-orders. And
Well,
start
no,
making it
so
available,
back up a little
right?
bit. Jeff Keighley,
Yeah, that's how I saw
the
it.
big
I
video
forgot
game
about
guy,
Jeff. Good old Jeff.
post like 38 minutes after the showcase ends, saying, from what I hear, the pre-orders are going to go up tomorrow. More to follow with times and websites. And then like 5-10 minutes later, he's like, well, looks like there's pre-orders somewhere going tonight. And then with no warning, they just go live. Like, certain websites were starting to pre-order, sell their PS5 lot.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, and this was on a Wednesday, and so Wednesday
evening.
Yeah, Wednesday
like 7
evening.
o'clock.
So this was difficult for me because y'all know Wednesday nights I'm traveling an hour plus to church because we have worship team practice on Wednesday nights, and so like I'm not gonna lie, I was looking at my phone a little bit while I was driving, which is not safe. Kids don't do that,
especially since you had an accident, I think, last year based on phone use and driving.
But yes, so I did that. I'm sorry. Anyway,
you're forgiven.
No
blood,
so
no foul.
I kept looking at my phone, like even right before worship team practice started. I was looking at my phone, trying to see, where I could go to get a pre-order and stuff like that. And of course, it was very difficult for me to keep up on what was going on, because of, I had stuff going on already. And so come to find out, like, no sooner did it go live on Target's website, like, Pat, you must have been in there within the first, like, 5 minutes of it going on.
Well, so I had, like, Twitter alerts, and whenever certain Twitter handles would tweet, I would get a notification.
So that's what
and
it was.
So I was doing IGN deals, Warriors 64, and a couple others, and I saw that they're live. I was like, okay, cool. I'll just go on there and pre-order.
Yeah, because, like, within 5 to 10 minutes, Target was gone. And GameStop, within 3 to 5 minutes, gone. Like, there was one point where there was so much traffic with people trying to get pre-orders, they DDoSed the entire GameStop website. And so it was down for a good while. Best Buy, same idea. And no sooner did, like, people, I was looking at the MTTG Discord, and people were, they had it in the cart, but it wouldn't push through to the final purchase. And so it was like 30 to 45 minutes plus of them waiting, trying to refresh to see if it would go through and stuff. And then all of a sudden, pre-orders are gone.
Knocked out.
And it was insane the whole night. And I think the best meme that I saw out of this was like, it's like, oh yeah, pre-orders go live tomorrow, and then it says retailers, and it's that little video of Baby Yoda flipping the switch. Oh
yes,
I didn't see that one. That's a good one.
That is a good one. That's so true, and that's the word on the street, is that the reason this happened is not actually Sony; it's the retailers who just jumped the gun, and one or two of them did it, and then the rest were like, well, I'm not getting left in the dust in this pre-order business. So it was a series of unfortunate events, and Sony did not handle it well.
So
no, they did not.
So, like, 11:45 later that night, I was actually playing with Pat and another friend of ours, Justin. We were playing Apex, and all of a sudden Pat tells me, hey, I think Amazon just went live. And I was like, oh, shoot. So
we're like in the middle of a match. There's like 5 teams left, and we're sitting out there in, like, the open.
Yep.
We're not hiding. I put down my controller, and I'm sure, Mark, you did the same.
Absolutely did, yeah. I think I died because of it.
We both died because we were just.
And so, like, we went back into the lobby, and for the next, like, 5 minutes, that's all Justin and Pat could hear was me, like, click, 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 trying to get the.
Mark's like, no, no, come on.
And then finally, I got it. So the pre-order went through. Obviously, I'm at the mercy of Amazon there. It's whenever it comes to me. But, I kind of went in with the expectation that I wasn't going to get it on launch day. Would it be nice? Yeah, sure. But
sure.
But yeah, I mean, there's just so many people looking to pre-order it. So, but I was just thankful that, was able to get it done.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I know there are still plenty that weren't able to do it even after, like, I know some other places went live the next day. I know Sam's Club went live with their pre-orders the next morning. And so thankfully I was able to help out a couple people with that. Matt, Arctic Warlocks, he was able to get his PS5 that way.
Oh, is that right? Nice. Good.
So that was awesome. I think Chris McCracken, he got his that way as well.
Oh, beautiful.
So, but there are still plenty that haven't been able to. But they're saying that they're going to have more PS5s in the stores on launch day than they did with the PS4. So
I'm sure a lot of people right now are... And I don't know, Sony's trying to downplay the constraints on the supplies, but due to COVID and pandemic and everything that's been going on this year, it just seems to me that I just can't see how they could have the same amount of systems supplied and ready to go. I've read some articles. I don't know if they're rumors or where they've said that there's actually possibly more available. But people in general are just like they want to pre-order it because they don't want to get to launch day and not be able to find one. So
Yeah.
Yep.
So besides the pre-order debacle, were there any highs, any parts of the showcase that you liked? We don't need to go game by game or anything like that. Just want to touch on what was a game or two that got your attention.
Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, really? I did
And
not
I'm
expect you to say that.
No way. No.
I was like, okay, what in the world is happening right now?
No, Spider-Man.
Yep.
Miles
Yes,
Morales.
Miles Morales.
That is the highlight for me for sure.
Yep.
I can't wait to play that on a PS5. I can't wait to play the remaster of the original Spider-Man on the PS5. That by far has been the highlight.
Yeah.
And the one that I can't wait for.
And especially like all the, early reports of the PS5 when it first started, like, okay, this is coming. All the tech demos that they did of the PS5 were all with Spider-Man. So you know that this is going to be banging. A nice remaster of the game.
Yeah.
So that'll be awesome. But yeah, that'll be my first game that I'll be getting.
Yep. Right there with
I
you.
was only a little bummed, but I guess it's good that PS4 people, they get to play it as well. It is coming to PS4 as well. There were a couple of games like that they kind of led like, oh yeah, these are going to be exclusive PS5 games, but with this showcase, like, no, they're actually coming to PS4 too. So
a little bit of a mixed message they got going out there where they're like, we believe in generational gaming or whatever they say, and yet at the same time it's on both. I mean, I appreciate it because I won't be able to get a PS5 until 2021.
Sure.
Because there's no way I'm dropping almost $1,000 to get a PS5 in Brazil. It is ridiculous how much it costs. It's either
That's outrageous.
I can get the digital PS5 for $850.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, not too bad.
Oh, big savings. Or get the disc one for $950, almost twice the price it costs to get here.
My gosh.
Yeah.
My gosh.
But yeah, between that and God of War 2.
Yes, Ragnarok.
Yeah,
baby.
they said it was 2021.
I'll believe it
I don't
when I
believe
see
it. There's no flipping way. That God of War game just came out in 2018. They're going to be able to flip another one for PS5 in 3 years? I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I feel like that'll get pushed back, but
I mean, it's going to be running on such a similar engine compared to any other game that they've done, at least for Santa Monica. And I think, I don't know, it might be possible, but
yeah,
I won't be surprised if it goes to 2022.
we shall see.
I won't be disappointed. I won't be like, you said 2021. I mean, is it not at this point the practice, the general practice of most of these gaming companies to give a date and it's at least pushed out a year, 6 months?
Yeah, give me a date and I still don't believe it.
yeah.
No.
Once it goes gold, then I'll believe it.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
But that's okay. I have Avengers to play.
Yeah, true that. I mean, by 2021, we're going to have another half a dozen characters to play as. I mean, come on. I'm not in a hurry. So
Yeah.
bring it. I was excited about the same games. Miles Morales, Ragnarok, even though it was just a teaser, even though it was just like they did a little spinny
logo
thing and put the logo up and then put some letters, some Nordic letters that I can't read. But I was like, I don't care. It's exciting just for them to confirm that they're doing the next chapter of the story. The other thing that I really enjoyed about this showcase was being the bouncer, the content bouncer for Clark. I was writing Patrick during the showcase, and when I came across, because I knew that Patrick was going to watch later with Clark the showcase, and when I came across a preview or something where I'm like, oh, this is a little graphic, I would write a little message to Patrick, be like, okay, just so you know, Call of Duty, we got some stabby stabs to the face, we got a few F-bombs and some choice words, so you might want to skip this. And then there was like I think a series of like 5 or 6 trailers. I was like, yep, this one won't work either. This might give him nightmares. This one's got a lot of demons involved. So You can. Oh wait, there's Fortnite. You can watch that. He'll like that. And then yeah. So
Yeah, it was
not,
nice. I got a little. I had my own little mod to let me know when I can
I was the
skip
Clark
things.
mod.
And yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, it made it fun. And I was also glad I was not watching it with my son because he definitely would have. Oh man, with that Village Resident Evil 8 trailer, I was like, oh my goodness, no thank you ever. You could put 50 platinums in that, and I will never play it. Never. Ever.
That's 50 platinums.
50 platinums. Not gonna happen. Yeah. So, anything else you guys wanted to mention about the old PS5 showcase?
We get to do it all again tomorrow when the Xbox goes live for pre-orders.
Hopefully, it'll be a lot simpler.
You guys have
tomorrow.
fun with that.
Mm-hmm. 11 o'clock for me.
At least they coordinated it across the board somehow. But we'll just have to wait and see tomorrow. You'll let us know. You guys will let us know next week. Because are you guys both pre-ordering Xboxes as well?
I'm
doing the Xbox One. No, Xbox Series S.
Yes, the digital guy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm holding off for now. My Kristen was only like one at a time. So we'll take it slowly, and honestly, like a lot of those first party games are going to be
all of them.
Yeah.
First 2 years, every game that comes out is also going to be on. And if it's
I
first
just
party,
can't-
you're going to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't wait for the fast loading.
Yeah.
Being able to play those with no loading.
Yeah. Yep.
So
cool. Well, I mean, I have to say that with that fallout, with the mixed messages and the early pre-order debacle, the multi-generational, like, I don't know, mixed message as well. I just imagine that Sony, if they could, they would go back and try to do it all over again. If they had like a time machine, a Tartarus, regardless of the effect it would have on the future, there's got to be at least Jim Ryan would want to go back a day and be like, look, we got to do this better next time. And with that brings us to the topic of our show, the butterfly effect. That's right, folks. We are talking about that Ashton Kutcher classic. JK, we are not talking about the movie.
We're deep dive into the butterfly effect.
But we are going to be talking about kind of the concept behind that and changing the past for, just for maybe not necessarily regret purposes or dealing with regret, but just the idea of, man, what if I could have changed something, or what if I could have done something differently? What if I could have stopped myself from doing something that later on had such a negative impact or took me down a trail that I didn't really like in a part of my past? But whether it's serious or funny, we just want to kind of just do a little thought exercise to look back on our past, look back on maybe what we could have tried harder to do, wish we would have stopped doing. Even if it's like having a conversation with a person that we wish we would have talked to before they passed away or before they moved away, maybe an old high school friend or a college friend or something like that. And so whether it's serious or funny, we want to just cover all the bases and to get us warmed up with our personally prepared past moments that we want to change or talk about. We have some joiner questions revolving around this concept.
Woohoo!
So to start out, we are going to go with Barnaby Butterteeth on the Discord. He said, back in time and change something. How about avoiding the overtake of McDonald's? Can you imagine the repercussions? Maybe Americans wouldn't be known by burger and Coke consumption. I mean,
it's possible.
We have so many other fast food places. Another fast food place would just be bigger than it is now.
Yeah, but I feel like McDonald's like really, really kicked that off, though.
Yeah, you're probably right. But I don't know. What if we could go back in time and make like fast food Whole Foods something popular, like tofu Donald's, McTofu,
Blech.
Mick Tofu.
Blech.
What?
and everybody's eating healthily.
Get out of here
Wouldn't
with
that
that.
be magical? No. Pat, would you want to go back in time and make Long John Silver's the king somehow? Like,
Yeah, I would. What I would do is I would go back in time, and I would I would tell my dad to put every single dollar he has into Apple stock,
yeah.
and then use those winnings or
Winnings?
Is
Is that how stocks
horse
work?
race?
It's like the lottery.
To use all that money to fund marketing for Long John Silver's, because they don't need to change anything about the food, because the food is top rate.
Oh, that's exactly what they need to change. Put all the money into changing the food completely.
So it tastes more like
Stopping
McDonald's.
them from making the food.
No. Ronnie's my nemesis back in time.
Ronnie's going back in time to thwart you. Yeah. Is there do you guys have any food places that if you could go back in time and like prevent their existence? I mean, Ronnie's already insinuated Long John Silver's.
To prevent their existence?
Yeah, to prevent
Like, you hated them so much you don't want them now?
I think I would want to bring back Denny's.
Oh, is Denny's not a thing
Denny's
anymore?
It's still around.
Not around where we
Oh,
are,
well,
I
yeah.
feel like.
Oh, man.
Do you know of one around here, Patrick?
No, I don't. I think I've been to Denny's like, I don't know, maybe a half a time.
Oh, we used to go there.
Did you
we used
walk
to go
in
there
and
as
get a
kid with
drink?
my
You
Dad
walk
dad.
in,
leave?
it's like, no, there's IHOP across the street. We're going there, guys.
It was so much better than IHOP. IHOP's like the generic breakfast place.
It's like, what is that? You like 16 pancakes, 4 eggs, and 6 sausages for like $3. It's like, that can't be good.
I would
I'm trying
totally
to think of what that other breakfast place was that was really good.
Waffle House. I would totally sabotage.
No,
Waffle House, 2 a.m. on Saturday. That's the only
That's
time
not
you
it.
go there.
That place is only good because
Waffles-
it's open at 2 a.m.
Waffles are the best. I would totally sabotage IHOP and Denny's to make Waffle House the king of breakfast. No, actually, Bob Evans is the king of breakfast, so forget the rest of them.
Yeah,
Their
Bob Evans
breakfast
can
is
make
the
some
best.
mean
It is.
breakfast.
They do. They do.
So good.
I feel like I would be sparing people a lot of digestive troubles if I went back in time and stopped Taco Bell from existing.
I was just thinking that.
Oh, how dare you!
No. You need to go back in time and say, hey, you need to have 60% beef. None of this 30% beef.
Jeez.
Get in
Raise your
trouble if you do
standards,
this.
man.
You can't even classify it as beef anymore. It's just meat.
Oh, man. I have to say, Mark, you bringing that up, the last time I was in the U.S. last year, and I was in Indiana, that one of the places I went to was Taco Bell. And I got a meal with a friend, and at the end, I was like, I'm good. I don't need to have Taco Bell ever again.
You're good, or you're like, we have to go like now.
Both of those. Both of those. Yeah, it was bad. It was like, oh my goodness. And I mean, I had those the cinnamon twisty things, and it was like half the bag was just dust.
You just like turn it upside down and pour it straight into your mouth.
Pretty
Yes.
much. And it's like the cinnamon
back up.
test, like the cinnamon challenge where you like cough out a bunch of cinnamon powder because you can't swallow it. That's how it was with the cinnamon twist. All right. Isaac Allistic, Infinity Bro Isaac asked, if you were able to purposefully change one event in history, what would it be and why?
Not my history, but in history.
Yeah, in history. So we're warming up with like just big picture, big world events. What would you want to change?
I would change Adolf Hitler to good.
To a girl? Adolf
To
Hitler?
To a girl.
So she'd be sensible at least.
It's Aldefina. Aldefina.
I'll defeat
Hitler.
Hitler. No, I
It's
understand.
a ballerina.
Yeah.
Dances.
All right. So
Everyone in Germany loves them.
you'd pretty
loves
much make an effort to prevent World War II.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good call.
Yeah, that's hard to top that one.
I would go back in history and add my signature to the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So instead of telling people to put their Herbie Hancock on that document, it would be you can put that Marc Boucher on the document.
Herbie Hancock.
Yep,
I
that's
don't
what
think
it
it's
is.
the same person.
It's Herbie Hancock.
All right.
Yep.
That's an
Write down that
interesting
old
play.
Marc Boucher on there.
Mommy, who's Marc Boucher?
Yeah. Ronnie, you got an event that you can think of to go back and change?
No, not really.
Yeah, I'm struggling. I honestly, the first thing I thought, I've kind of feel like every war, there just should be at least every like World War II, World War I, and Civil War were the three wars. I'm like, the four of us could cover those three wars and save a lot of worldwide and national pain that the U.S. went through. I mean, the Civil War, man, that was rough. But then I thought about, well, you got to go back and change slavery. I'm like, this gets kind of complicated.
I know.
How-
some of the things
How
that
do
come
I
out of
prevent
these
slavery?
changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It would, like, you try to give, like in my mind, you would go back in time to change slavery by helping, Africa maybe be more prepared to defend themselves. But then you come to the future and it would be flipped probably. Like, instead of the history
Everything's
of
changed.
African Americans being, it would be
Yeah.
like Europeans being in slavery. Like, it's just the way humanity is. Like, you
Yeah,
take someone
you're
out of power, someone else takes their place. So, man,
Well,
that's tough.
Aldefina.
I will say I saw this meme the other day where it was like, and I'm not trying to be sexist or anything. This is just what it said.
Well, now you said that, I'm going to think you are.
Shoot. Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yep.
Well, no, the meme says like what girls would do with a time machine, and it's like this lady goes back in time. She's like, "I'm your granddaughter," and the other girl's like, "Really?"
Oh, I've seen this.
And then the other thing is like if boys go back in time, and the boy meets up with like George Washington and like Alexander Hamilton, and they're holding muskets, and he like gives them some sort of like automatic firing weapon. He's like, "Check this out."
Yep, just showing off their, look at this cool stuff. Yeah, that would have bad repercussions.
Bring back a PS5, put it in their hands, so then we can have better technology and gaming systems nowadays.
Yeah, but how far back are you going to go, and it's like going to be completely worthless? It's like, here,
I
plug
don't
this
know.
into your
Give it
tube
to
TV.
Give it to Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah,
You're ready to a
like
light. Look what I got.
I guess,
You got any plugs? You don't have any plugs? Well, this is
They don't have any outlets.
you know what? Just for the sake of the person, I would go back and prevent the assassination of Abe Lincoln.
Or JFK.
Or, JFK. So, yeah, that's the only thing. That could be yours, Ronnie. You go back and prevent JFK's assassination, and I will go back and prevent Honest Abe's assassination. Let's see. Last one to warm us up for our personal stories. Here's a question I asked on MTTG once. This is Lord Zukor talking, by the way. I forgot to mention that. He said, if you could wipe out one idea or invention from existence, what would it be? And he said, for me, it would be HOAs.
Nah.
40-hour work weeks. Let's go ahead and change that.
Now, you'd come to the
Just get
future and
rid
it would
of-
be
get
50-hour
rid
work
of-
weeks.
Get rid of work and let robots do it all.
Oh, jeez. Then you get iRobot.
I don't know.
You want
that's the future.
Skynet? Because that's how you get Skynet.
Yeah.
I want. Yeah. I mean, I just want to sit on Ronnie's couch and just sleep
See?
on that 3-hour nap couch.
Skynet
I want to get my own.
means Terminators, man.
Oh yeah. Let's not do that. Let's not do Terminators.
Friendly robots only.
There you go.
Yes, exactly. Get a bunch of the robot from Jetsons or something like that.
Rosie.
That looks like a butler.
I dig it.
That's my answer.
All right. Fair enough.
What was the question again? I forget.
If you could go back in time and prevent the invention of Long John Silver's, would you?
Absolutely.
No, that's not the question. That's not the question. If you could wipe out one idea or invention from existence, what would it be?
Can I still keep Long John Silver's?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Wipe out the invention of Long John
I mean, you're taking Ronnie's answer, but I guess.
No.
Some guy's like, you know what? I'm gonna create a restaurant. I'm gonna call it Long John Silver's. Mark's gonna go back to that point and distract him. Like, nope, it's not.
Nope, it's a bad name. It's a bad name. Bad idea.
Look at this gun I brought back in time.
Yeah, maybe guns. Honestly, when we go back
Okay.
to swords
There you go.
stuff.
And that's
How
it.
about that?
Yeah.
How crazy would it be if you see people walking around with swords?
Everybody's got a sword
It's
on
like-
them.
How would you have a conceal and carry
That'd be awesome.
on that one?
I think I would actually get rid of mustard gas.
Okay.
That's a good one. Or nuclear weapons altogether.
Yeah, that's a bigger one. Yeah,
Yeah.
The idea of hate.
that's a difficult one.
Yeah.
This.
I mean, I tried to think that big too. I was like, sin, pride, like get rid of the big stuff that pretty much is the root of all evils. That like is the reason we have all the fighting and the wars and controversy.
Long John Silver's is the root of all evil.
That's what Adam ate when he went to the knowledge of good and evil.
You had the Long John Silver's. You ruined humanity.
The fried hush puppy hanging from the tree. It's like, what is that greasy smell I smell? God's like, you don't want to eat that. You won't be the same afterwards. Adam eats it. And he's like,
Satan.
oh, my tummy's talking to me. It's like,
The
that's
serpent's
called
like,
evil.
God just doesn't want you to have the greasy goodness.
That's right. Oh man. I'm gonna stick with a food one, and I'm gonna say, it's a tie between bologna or strawberry Pop-Tarts. I want cinnamon
I
Pop-Tarts
don't
to
even
be
like
king.
the way bologna is spelled.
I like both of those.
Bologna. Oh, do you like both of those?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't mean it with the strawberry ones. My son loves the strawberry ones. I have no
I think the
problem with
blueberry
it.
ones are the best.
The
myself.
blueberry ones are good.
Your son could learn to love another type.
Ooh, I would take away black licorice, anise, destroy it. It's disgusting.
Black licorice is like NyQuil in candy
Death.
form.
It is.
Ooh, if
Black licorice basically doesn't exist in my life
Candy
anyways,
death.
because like there's no chance we're gonna have it ever.
No, yeah.
if
Well,
we're
it's
going
somehow
that
lined
way,
up at
Yeah.
my house.
circus peanuts. Get rid of them.
Oh. Also,
Yeah.
candy
Nope,
corn.
get out.
Oh,
Get out.
I hate
Yeah,
get
yeah,
out.
yeah, exactly.
That's
Get out.
gross.
Throw out the candy corn.
No.
Get it out of here.
All of it.
How
yeah.
dare
Back
you.
to my original one. Bologna.
I changed my answer.
Bologna is like you took a hot dog and you inflated it, and then you cut it into slices.
Smashed it.
And then you called it lunch
Okay.
meat.
You just smashed it.
Smashed hot dogs. Then,
Take away all the good flavor.
yeah, exactly.
Man, a bologna sandwich with mustard on it,
Oh.
though? That's fantastic.
It's because of the
That
mustard.
sounds like garbage.
It's only
It,
because of
it
the
is
mustard.
garbage. I mean, it is garbage.
Garbage
pretty
with
much. That's what
mustard on
bologna is. I mean, you eat Long John
Oh.
Silver's, though.
How about olive loaf?
True,
What
true.
about olive loaf? Have
I
you
have
guys
no
actually
room to
ever
talk.
bought olive loaf?
Nope.
Like I've seen it at the grocery store, and I just see those chunks
that's
of
the one with
olives
the
What kind of
olives in
bread
it.
is that?
in the bologna.
Who's that for?
I don't know, but
Yeah, no, yeah. Who is that for?
I don't know who it's for.
Also,
I've never
Jim
seen it.
Gaffigan doesn't
Have you ever
care
seen a
about it,
commercial
actually.
for olive loaf? Probably not.
The best part of waking up is olive loaf in your cup.
ew,
Wait a second. Olive loaf,
in your cup.
olive loaf milkshake.
It's already a milkshake. It's ground up
I've
bologna.
never known a single
and
person
olives.
to buy that.
No, I haven't either. But it's still there in the
I
grocery
literally
stores.
don't know who that is.
Where
for.
do you buy olive loaf?
The deli.
Like, and like where?
The grocery store.
Do you guys like olives?
Where in the grocery store do you? Where's the olive loaf? I don't know. You find it. Nobody knows where that is.
Fine, don't tell me what to do.
Do you guys actually like olives?
Not really, no.
No.
I like olive
No.
oil.
That has nothing to do with it.
I mean, you say that, but it's the same. It's the same difference, even though it's not. You're
I
right.
could get rid of olives. I could get prevent us from ever finding olives because they're awful.
Yeah, they are. They have like a musty aroma to them. I don't.
They're
Ugh,
gross. They're so
musty?
gross.
Musty.
That's a
If you
horrible
have one
description, but
olive on
also
your whole
accurate.
pizza, you'll find it. You'll
Yeah,
take a
oh,
bite
yeah.
and you will know that it was there.
That's the garnish
You
of
throw
choice
the
in
pizza
Brazil.
at
It's
the
awful.
wall, like, this is garbage.
I'm like a guy in a hazmat suit who's getting the plutonium out of the atom bomb, getting the olives off our pizza. Every single pizza has olives on it.
That's awful.
It's awful. I give
It
those
ruins the
pizzas to
whole
my son.
pizza, man. That
Yeah.
ruins
It
the
does
whole
because that
pizza.
smell stays with it.
Yeah,
Like even if the olive has just been on your pizza, you can taste that the olive was there.
It's quite
even
pungent.
if you don't eat it.
all right. So now that we've just destroyed anybody's taste in food, if you like any of the
We
foods we
totally
mentioned, we still love you. We're just not going to allow you to eat it in front of us. Whether it's olives, bologna, olive loaf, oof, none of that.
Bologna olive loaf? Is that a thing?
I mean,
That's it.
It's
That's pretty much what it is.
yeah, olive loaf is bologna.
It's
with
like olives in bologna.
shoved in it.
It's
No
awful.
wonder that's not the bolognas and olives are not in my fridge ever. We don't buy them, so no wonder I don't know what olive loaf is.
Yeah, it's true.
Just sounds gross.
Yep. All right, guys, let's get into our past. What we would change. You can tell little anecdotes. Share. We'll just do round robin. We'll share one or two of some things. Do we have any volunteers to begin?
I'll go first.
Ronnie,
I'll go first because I probably have the worst answer here.
let's hear it.
So, in thinking about what I would go back in my past and change, I don't know that I would change a lot. I think all of us have things that that we've gone through in the past that are like tragic and awful. But also, if you think about where you sit today and like the person that you are, what you've become, how you are, like it is all because of those experiences. And like I've been through a few in my life, which, they were pretty rough, but also I'm sitting where I am today because of that, because of all those things that happen. And as I sit, in my life currently, I'm very happy with the way everything is in my life. I'm happy like that I found Elizabeth and all these things. And I can't honestly say that I would want to go back and change a specific thing. Maybe like in high school, I would have invested in Apple, got a job over the summer, and just put all that money towards like an investment that I know was good. But I honestly I can't come up with a thing that I would change about my past. That's I would say like a major event.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I understand that because, like you said, it's shaped us to who we are today. I think we're all 30-somethings, and we're either married or soon to be married. We're living in a good spot. So for us, I would say there's not a lot to be changed. And for me, it would be something. It would be something small. Like I wish I would have gotten an SNES instead of a Genesis back when I was 13 years old.
That's valid.
Or yeah, I really because. Of
A
all
lot
the
of us made that mistake.
Yes, of all the systems that I've owned, that was one that has always eluded me, and I always think about that. I wish I would have gotten an SNES. I missed out on all the Mario games when I was younger. I missed out on the Power Rangers games that were better on SNES. We got some crap Power Ranger games on Genesis. I would definitely go back and play that because. There's I think there's an SNES Classic, and
There is.
I've really thought about going and getting that because
Stop thinking. Get it.
It's got a whole bunch. Yeah, I don't know how much it is. Let me see.
It's probably like $50.
It's like 60 or $70
Yeah.
now. You can only get it
I
refurbished.
think I just need to go
now.
ahead and get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they stopped making them.
Oh, Nintendo.
Maybe we should change the way that Sega marketed things when we were younger because they got all of us.
Yeah, they made it way too
It was
cool.
way better. It looked way awesome.
Yeah.
On Amazon, $140.
Yeah, I wouldn't go through Amazon. Nintendo actually sells refurbished consoles.
Oh,
yeah.
for real? Okay. All right. Well, I'll take a look at the Nintendo website and see what they got.
Yeah, that's just companies hiking up the price because they know Nintendo doesn't make them anymore. Kind of like they did with the PS5 and all those pre-orders, selling them for like 2 and 3 times what they're worth. But
Mm-hmm.
$80 on Nintendo's website. That's what it says.
there you go.
So I'll see what I can find. But there's some games on here like Super Mario World, Mario Kart,
It's really good. I have both of them.
Metroid,
NES
Super
and
or
SNES.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo,
Yep.
Super Punch Out, Donkey Kong Country, Kirby, Contra. Woof! Got some games on here.
Yep. Solid. 20 games on the SNES and then 30 games on the NES.
There you go.
All right, so your console switch. I don't blame you, man. I actually got to the SNES later in life because I also got tricked by Sega. I also got tricked by Atari. I was one of the few kids that bought the Atari Jaguar that promised 32 bits or 64 bits or something stupid that wasn't true, and it was the worst system ever. I actually have some fond memories of some of the games because they were just so weird. There was like a Mutant Football League one where you just run around ripping off people's heads.
Yes,
And
that game was
them.
awesome.
It was
what are you
awesome.
talking about? Yeah.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, I could totally understand the choosing the wrong side in the quote unquote console wars. So, Mark, did you have a event moment in life that you wanted to share?
I think a serious one for me would be just to go back and be able to spend more time with my brother. And first and foremost, hopefully I could stop him from overdosing on drugs.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately that's how he passed away.
Yeah.
Because for a while he was actually clean. He was off that type of stuff, and then he unfortunately relapsed and went hard back into drugs, and unfortunately it got the best of him. So, and also just to spend more time with him, just because, I mean, he was 15 years older than me. So, I mean, that much of an age gap, we didn't hang around much anyway. Plus, my parents didn't really want me hanging around him just because of the things he was into. But just to have that opportunity to be able to spend more time with him, I was always kind of sort of afraid of him. So yeah, just the opportunity to do that. A silly one that I would do is to go back in time when we decided to, set up a 7-day week and add an extra day for the weekend and call it Fun Day.
No, you said you wanted to call it Marc Boucher Day.
Okay, well, we'll call it Marc Boucher Day.
I get behind that.
All about that 8th day of the week.
Yep.
The Aztecs might disagree with you. Whoever came up with the 7-day week.
Well, they wouldn't get a choice in the matter.
That's right. You'd be like, hey, look here, buddy. I got an automatic weapon. You're going to do what I say.
Force them into submission.
Say hello to my
That sounds
new
horrible.
friend.
There will be 8
Sounds
days
exactly
of the
like history already.
week. Yep. Pretty much. All right. That would be fun. Or having Fun Day or Marc Boucher Day, whichever we call it. So on my end, Mark, you mentioned, kind of trying to at least make a better effort to connect with your brother and help prevent his death. And there are 2 people in my life that have passed away that, the first and foremost being my mom, who passed away when I was 11. I have played back that time in my life so many times, and yet for me, just everything that transpired during and after, I've actually come more to an understanding of it, kind of similar to what Ronnie talked about, that all that happened would just made me who I am today. It made my family who they are today. My dad and I, we got more serious in our faith because of the path we went down. I knew in reading my mom's journals later on that she was at peace, that she had put her faith in Christ and in God, and, that she wasn't sick anymore. And so I know for her, even though I can't tell you how many times I've thought about while being in Brazil, how many times I wish she could come visit, come see my kids, see their Christmas, musicals, and be there for some of the milestones. And because I know that she would be putting my dad into huge debt if she were alive today, buying like a plane ticket every 6 months, 3 months to come visit our family. My grandma said earlier this week that my mom wouldn't even allow us to come to Brazil I'm like, I don't know about that, but who knows what life would have been like. But that one I had so much peace within a week of all that I know I don't. It's kind of like especially from watching Flash to kind of go like a very comic book nerdy direction. If you're familiar with Flash, he goes back in time and tries to prevent his mom's death, and that creates Flashpoint and all this other stuff. So I already learned from Flash that there's some things you can't prevent. But the other person whose death really impacted me was my great aunt. Her name was Dottie. She was like that cool. I don't know if you had a cool aunt or uncle that like you would just hang out with them, just the two of you. But this was an aunt that I would spend weekends with. We would go to the mall. She would always buy me a toy at Toys R Us or whatever. And we had such a fun relationship when I was like in elementary school. And then as I got older, like hanging out with your great aunt is not exactly like how a teenage boy prefers to pass the time. So I kind of lost touch with her. And then I think it was either my senior year in high school or freshman year in college, she passed away from cancer. And I remember one of the last conversations with her, I just didn't know what to say. And we had not talked in so long. I didn't feel like she knew me or I knew her, that it was an awkward conversation. And if I could go back and just never let that relationship to totally get disconnected, so that I could be more of a comfort to her in her final days and spend quality time with her and not focus on the fact that I was going to lose her or to live with any regret like that, I think I would definitely want to go back and change that.
That's good.
On a more definitely not serious note, I can tell you guys that back when I was like 5 years old, there's a decision I made that to this day, I still can't believe I did it, but I did. And it was when my mom approached me about doing an extracurricular activity. She said, "You're old enough now. I'd like to know if you want to do karate or piano." And I said piano because I was afraid of getting punched in the face. I was afraid of getting beat up by the black belts and all that.
You could have been Cobra Kai.
I could have been Cobra Kai.
Sensei.
I could have been the Karate Kid. I don't know what possessed me, but I was like, I'll take piano. I'm a lover, not a fighter. 12 years later, I could play chopsticks and like Jesus Loves Me, and that's it. And to this day, that's all I can still play. I can play the part of the Imperial March, and my kids are now, I've passed that down to my kids. So when my kids are supposed to be practicing their scales and their arpeggios, instead my son's going, dun, 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 dun. And then he just keeps playing it over and over until he gets it right.
Yeah.
I would do that. I would go back and play karate, learn karate, become
Play karate.
I'd play karate.
What are you playing?
It'd be awesome.
Karate?
I play karate with my friends. So yeah, that would be something I'd go back and tell my 5-year-old self, dude, karate, forget piano. Do you guys have any other other funny ones that come to mind that you want to share?
I wish I didn't sell my Power Rangers toys.
Amen to that. That's true.
Keep all your
I
classic
had
toys.
a whole bunch of Megazords and action figures and sets, and I sold them all back in 2008. So like 12 years ago, I put them all up on eBay, and I got like $550 for them all.
Wow.
And, it was like the OG Megazord and the Season 2 Megazord and the Dragon Zord. And I had Titanus. I had the Power Command Center. I had all the action figures. And I just put them all up on eBay. And I got a whole bunch of money for them. But then I'm like, I wish I still had them. I could put them up on a shelf or something like that and display them. And I just want to be able to, like with the Megazord, you had 5 individual Zords, and you could put them into a Megazord and switch them all up.
Yep.
I wish I could still do that.
Yeah. I definitely wish I'd kept my consoles and Super Nintendo, even the Atari Jaguar. I'm like, as awful as that system was, to still have an Atari Jaguar with the games and such.
That's a relic,
It's
man.
a relic of the
If you had
past. Missed opportunity.
Tell you
But
what can stay in the past is the Fairchild Channel F. That can.
Oh man,
Channel F.
Totally forgot about that.
So there is a documentary on Netflix. It's like a 5-6 part documentary, and each episode they talk about different things. And one of the episodes they brought up the channel.
Yeah, that was High Score,
the
wasn't
guy
it? Right?
who high
Yeah.
score. It was really cool. I was like, Channel F. I have never heard of this until
Other than Mark
what was
Facts.
it like? Yeah, Mark Facts. Channel F.
Mark Facts.
Cool.
I'll tell you what I wouldn't change. There was one time in my life, I was 17 years old, and I was meeting a girl for the first time outside of our school circle, whatever. And her name was Melanie. And we went to someone's house, one of her friends' house, and she had a hot tub. So we're all in the back, and one of my buddies at the time says, "You want a cigar?" And I said, "Nay. I don't want to put off the wrong impression or anything with this girl that I'm trying to talk to." And she said later on, after we had been dating for a few years, she said if I would have smoked a cigar, she would have said nay on the whole thing. The whole thing. So talk about butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
I
One
made
cigar.
that one decision to not smoke a cigar, and it changed my life. I don't even know where I would be if I would have smoked a cigar that night. How weird it would have been. Like, go back in time, let's just see what it looks like. See, and then fast forward in time, where would I be? I don't know.
You smoke cigars now?
I smoke maybe 3 times a year. That's, just, it's a cool night. It's like 55, 60 degrees. Go outside and smoke a cigar. But it's not like every day kind of thing. So, more of like a reward kind of thing.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, it would be a whole different scenario, whole different story. It's a crazy thing.
Crazy.
I had a similar experience with Mindy where we were with all of our college friends. They were doing like a, what do they call it? Just a movie in the park, drive-in. It wasn't a drive-in because we didn't have cars, but, well, we did. Some of us had cars. But they put up a big sheet in, like a huge bed sheet on the gazebo in a field of our college, and they projected Jurassic Park on there, and we were watching it one Saturday or Friday night. And, we were just all hanging out as a big group of friends. And I remember at some point during the movie, this is Jurassic Park, and I had already seen it at least 5 times, but it doesn't matter. It's dinosaurs, so I'm paying attention.
It's
Exactly.
Jurassic Park.
It's Jurassic
Yeah,
Park.
it's Jurassic Park. You got to pay attention.
Yeah.
And just hear a girl say, "Hey, I'm going to go on a walk. Does anybody want to go with me?" And there was silence. And I don't know what, I know what possessed me because she was and is pretty good looking. So I was like, well, I'll go on a walk with you. And we went on a walk, and that was like the first time we really had like a genuine conversation. We had talked before, we had hung out with our mutual friends before, but I remember that being like the turning point in our relationship when she said, "Anybody want to go on a walk?" And I said, "Yay."
There you go.
So yeah, it's good. It's a good one. Good moment.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. Last question we have from podcaster Omega. That is none other than, I totally blanked on his name.
Delvin Cox.
None other than we don't know. None other than I don't know.
None other than, what's his name? Delvin Cox. Yes. None other than Delvin Cox. He said, "Who is your favorite TV pet? TV show pet, that is."
I'm gonna say, before Ronnie does, I'm gonna say Brian from Family Guy.
That is a pretty good one.
Garfield.
Man, I have no idea.
I'm going to say Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I like the I can't recall what his name is, but the dog from Up.
Doug.
What's his name?
Squirrel.
Doug. Yeah, dude.
That's
a
perfect.
good one,
I
That's a
love
great
that
one.
dog.
Nice.
That dog's the best.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Doug.
Doug. D-U-G, Doug.
Yep. That's perfect. That's great. All right. Well, that's all for this journey down memory lane, changing the creation of baloney, maybe preventing a world war or two, making sure
Olive Loaf.
Olive Loaf, definitely preventing the creation of Olive Loaf, making sure we definitely have that first conversation, chat with our now and current significant others. If you would like to connect with us beyond listening, as I mentioned at the top of the show, you can follow and chat with us on Twitter at the GMG Podcast or Discord. The link is in the show notes. We also do old school email, thegoodmorningguys@gmail.com. And if you want to give us a call at 929-GMG-GUYS, leave a message, ask a question, and just let your voice be heard. Speaking of what should be heard, as always, Mark, what are the latest song additions to the GMG Music playlist that any and all can hear on Spotify and Apple Music?
GMG Music Playlist.
Yeah, so of course, we've been talking about changing the past, going back in time, all those kinds of things. And so, of course, all the additions to the playlist are songs revolving around that theme. So, first off, the first edition is Cher's If I Could Turn Back Time. The second edition is Jim Croce's Time in a Bottle, which, if you don't know that song, if you ever saw, I want to say it's either Days of Future Past or First Class. I want to say it was Days of Future Past. The whole scene with Quicksilver when he's
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
The song
Good
that's
scene.
playing in the background.
Yeah.
If I could keep time in a bottle. Great scene, by the way. But yeah, great song. And the third song, I always get it confused. I think it's Running From You is the name of the song, from Linkin Park, which talks about past regrets and wanting to change things. So, those are the three additions to the Good Morning Guys morning playlist this week. Hope they help you get your good morning on.
Hey, Mark, do you mind if I make the good morning get even better with a fourth suggestion?
No.
Too bad.
Dang it.
Butterfly Kisses by Bob Carlyle.
Stop it. No.
I just want to throw it out there because we talked about the butterfly effect. So
I guess
Butterfly Kisses. Something else.
Oh, the cheese.
That's all you know.
That's all I know.
The name of the song.
I don't know anything else. I listened to it earlier today and I'm like, oh, this song is awful. I can't listen to this anymore.
GMG Music.
Butterfly Kisses. All right. Also, besides the weekly GMG music playlist, we are continuing to pull together the GMG video game Top 100 that we will rank and reveal after some very specific voting and logic by episode number 125. In preparation for that, every week we each will be bringing to a game to add to the list. Ronnie, what is your game?
What did I say last week? Do you have that written
Enter
down?
the Gungeon.
I said Gungeon last week.
Yeah, you can't say it again.
He's
Enter the Gungeon again.
On Xbox.
See, I'm still stuck on it, so I haven't been really thinking about other video games. Come back to me. I'll be last.
Okay, Patrick?
Rock Band.
Nice.
It's a good one.
Pat,
Mark?
if you get that Super NES Classic, then you can play my choice, which is Kirby Superstar.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah. Ronnie, you ready? Or do you want me to go?
No, not really.
Okay, great.
It's been like 5
I
seconds.
That's fine. They were ready to go. Like, I
Yeah,
was totally
we were
not.
all ready. So my game is Uncharted 4. It wraps up
Beautiful.
the quadrilogy, or quintilogy if you count Abyss. Just the perfect way to end that series, even though it won't really end. But Perfect way to end that storyline, I guess, and those characters all together as a group. Love it.
All right. I am going to add Diablo 2.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh,
I was going to
there you go.
actually mention that one later. I'm so glad you brought that one up.
Yep. That was a fantastic game.
Yeah. Now, Ronnie, I do want to tell you this. I know you're going to eventually get to it, but Marvel Avengers gives me that Diablo 2 playing with others kind of loot plus,
Really?
running through your area and fighting the bad guys kind of feel.
Nice.
So I think you will enjoy, as long as you get to play with
I
others.
think I probably will too. I've watched a few game clips of it, and it looks actually like really fun. So
Yeah.
I will definitely get it at some
It's
point.
good stuff. All right. Welp. Next week, I forget what's happening.
Things are going to happen.
'Cause I didn't change it in my notes, so let me look real quick. I am just all kinds of prepared today.
We're going to talk about stuff.
Yep, we are going to talk about it, but there is a plan of some kind. Next week, Ronnie, you are hosting and bringing the topic.
Oh, all right.
So,
I feel like every time you tell me this, though, it ends up like being completely something different. Like, we're going to push that back. Is it for real this time?
I think so.
For really real.
I think it's for real.
I'm going to take it seriously. You know that.
Oh, I know you will.
I will be. I mean, I'll be studying all week for this.
Yep, you have no doubt that I do doubt that you will do that. No, it'll be fun. We'll have good conversations talking about all kinds of good stuff.